part 4 of a thing I read that blew my mind in the Bible today. And today's timer, picking up my kids from school and being in the car line. So we got less than 10 minutes. Let's go. So the first thing that blew my mind was the fact that the sons of God were, I'm assuming that they were angels. They used to find human women attractive. And apparently at one point they started getting it in and having relationships with those women. And at one point giants were all over the earth. They called them Nephitel. I can't remember exactly and I can't stop to read, but they used to be like heroic figures back in ancient times. Now this got me thinking about Greek mythology, Roman mythology, and I started to wonder, could it be that the stories from those regions of the world are inspired by true events that happened when the sons of God were hooking up with human ladies? I don't know, just a thought. And that was highlighted in Genesis 6 verses 1 through 4. Nephilites, that's what they were called. The second thing that blew my mind was the fact that Noah found favor with the Lord, and it was because of his righteousness, right? But the thing that stands out most to me about all of this is the fact that because of the righteousness of one man, humanity, right, like mankind, the creation of man was saved. And it's very interesting because in the face of violence, evil, corruption, destruction, the Lord will be gracious if there is just one person, like all he's searching for is one person that is righteous and who cares about him and his presence in their life. So I found that really interesting because the story of Noah is a really, really good one. Let's get into it. In Genesis 6:9 it says, Noah was a righteous man, the only blameless person living on earth at the time, and he walked in close fellowship with the Lord. So it really just goes to highlight the value of having not only a relationship with the Lord, but prioritizing his relationship in your life. The third thing that blew my mind about Noah's relationship with the Lord and this story in general is the fact that the Lord shared his thoughts with Noah. Like, he didn't have to do that. When he came to the conclusion, the Lord God that is, that he was going to destroy all of his creation and every living thing on earth, he shared this thought with Noah. And because Noah found favor with the Lord, not only was he saved, but his family was also saved. And he was chosen to, like, basically continue life on earth. With this, he gave Noah detailed instructions about, one, what he was going to do, the biggest flood the world has ever seen, but also he gave instructions Noah for how he could save himself. Now, here's the kicker, okay? Noah didn't have to listen to the instructions, right? Noah could have been like, Lord, that sounds crazy. Like a huge flood destroying all of mankind. Like, where they do that at? When has that ever happened? You're joking, right? But because Noah took heed to the Lord's instructions and actually carried them out, he and his family were saved. But there's more. It says in Genesis 6:14 that the Lord told Noah, build a large boat from cypress wood. And Noah could have been like, Lord, that just sounds like a lot of work. But he actually listened. Rather than expressing doubt or skepticism, he actually obeyed the instructions for the plan that he was given. And it saved his life. Read Genesis 6:13 through 18 and you'll get the full picture of things, but I'm going to try to give you the highlights, okay? The fifth thing that blew my mind about all of this is the fact that God told Noah everything that would happen and how he would destroy the earth. But he also told Noah that he would confirm his covenant with him, which he later did, like further on after the flood had happened. I'll talk more about that tomorrow. But spoiler alert, it's the rainbow. The thing that blew my mind about all of this was the fact that Noah didn't have to do all of the work himself. In building the boat, like, yes, he had to source those materials and things, but part of the instructions that he was also given was to have a male and female part of each species, have each of those animals put on the boat with him. Dang, my kids are here. We're gonna have to finish this later. Sorry. I'm back. Mom duty called. Kids are down. So let's get right back into it. Noah didn't have to do all of the work by himself. He just needed to focus on the part of the instructions that God had given him, i.e., to simply focus on building the boat. So Noah didn't have to focus on gathering the animals. They just made their way on through, okay? In Genesis 6:20, it says, pairs of every kind of bird and every kind of animal and every kind of small animal that scurries along the ground will come to you being Noah, to be kept alive. Like, they knew what time it was. And in Genesis 7:9, it follows up by saying, they, the animals, entered the boat in pairs, male and female, just as God had commanded Noah. As if that wasn't mind-blowing enough, the fact that Noah was able to do everything exactly as God commanded him, and that's exactly what it says in Genesis 6:22. Noah followed through with all the instructions that he was given. So nothing about the flood could technically take Noah by surprise. And Noah, by following the Lord's instructions and timelines, would be prepared and ready when the time came. And he was. In Genesis 7:3-5, it says, 7 days from tomorrow, the Lord talking to Noah now, I will make the rains pour down from the earth, and it will rain for 40 days and 40 nights, until I have wiped from the earth all the living things I have created. So Noah did everything as the Lord commanded him. Here's the thing that really blew my mind about all of this. Did y'all know that Noah built the ark in his late 500s? Yes, I mean like 599 years old. Noah was old, but let me tell you, he was strong, okay? It says here in Genesis 7:6, Noah was 600 years old when the flood covered the earth. So the fact that the flood happened in and of itself is crazy, because it talks about how the flood took place, okay? Waters were erupting from under the earth. There were torrential downpours that were happening at the same time for 40 days straight, according to Genesis 7:11. Remember how I mentioned that Noah didn't have to do everything by himself because God was so evidently present in the entire mix. The door of the ark was closed by the hand of the Lord himself. Like, if there was any type of confirmation, if there was any type of last minute sign that Noah needed in order to know that he was in the right place at the right time and that he had followed the Lord instructions, it had to have been this. Like, the literal hand of God putting his entire blessing over this entire venture by sealing the deal and closing the door of the ark and sealing it from the outside. In Genesis 7:16, it says, then the Lord closed the door behind them. Okay? Noah, his sons and their wives, the animals, like everybody was safe inside. And apparently, everything that lived on land died because it rained for a very long time. But this did provoke a question in me, because everything that lived on land died. That's what it says in Genesis 8:22, right? But did the underwater creatures live, though? I think so. I mean, technically, they didn't sin and they could swim. So if I had to summarize the thing that blew my mind that I read in the Bible today, I think it would have to be this: the value of following through with the Lord's instructions as they're given to you, but also how the Lord is one to always outline a vision, give us a plan for what it is that he's going to do. And if we are attentive and if we are in relationship with him, he'll also give us the necessary confirmation and confidence in what the plan is as he's carrying us through it by faith. I actually recently did an immense deep dive on this very topic in the most recent episode of the Journey to Purpose podcast. Check it out. And in case we have yet to be formally introduced, hello, hi there. My name is Erica Lasan, and I am a joy strategist and the founder of Journey to Purpose. I'm a speaker, coach, consultant, and I help entrepreneurial women and caregivers learn how they can create more time, energy, and space for joy in their life, career, and relationships. The reason why I mention this is because we are at the beginning of a new year, and I'm sure that you have a God-given vision that you are looking to manifest this year, but you may not be sure of how you can do it, or you may feel that the goals and the dreams that you have are really big, scary, and you're not quite sure of how you're going to arrive there. With all of the responsibilities around being a business owner, working full-time, having a family, trying to care for yourself, and potentially also having a partner or a spouse, it can be really easy to put your vision, your goals, and your dreams on the back burner. I'm here to let you know that joy is not only a nice idea, but it's actually imperative to helping you create alignment and sustainable success so that you feel fulfilled as you're striving to reach your goals, and more importantly, once you actually get there. But if you feel a little stuck and you're not sure of how to squeeze the joy juice out of the vision that you have, and you're looking for a different approach to arriving at your vision with more peace, prosperity, and obviously joy intact, then I have an awesome resource for you and a tool that I put together called the Journey Daily Planner, with the intention of having you prioritize joy in order to influence your productivity, your perseverance, and amplify your faith. But the main point is to have fun in the process, and that's exactly what the Journey Daily Planner helps you do. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about the planner and what it may mean to dive into a journey to purpose of your own, I hope you check out my website, ericalasan.com, to learn more. All right, see you tomorrow for day 5 of a thing I read that blew my mind in the Bible today. Bye.